Hey golfers, this is Pat Gorman, and hopefully you had a very good golf season. Today's video is all about showing you what I think are some key exercises, drills to do in the off season to really keep ingraining the good feels for good basic fundamentals. So this first one is all about understanding how the hands and arms should rotate as your body's rotating. So this is for more of the full swing. So I'm using a medicine ball, 4 pounds. I want to stand as if I'm holding a golf club. I'm feeling shoulder width with my stance, 50-50. And you can see from the side view here, these are flexed, hips are back. So now if it helps you, just imagine I'm also standing in a clock. And I always like to help people understand the importance of hand and arm rotation. Imagine when you're holding this ball. And I asked you, I said, okay, how far do you think you could throw that ball? And I'm going to just isolate the thumbs a little bit. I'm going to just point them out a little bit. So if you're trying to throw this ball as far as you could, would you take it back and keep your arm stiff where the thumbs are pointing straight out toward the camera? Or do you think you'd want to rotate them? Well, the answer is you want to rotate them. So here's how this goes. So now, again, I'm in a clock, looking down at 6 here. As I go back, I'm going toward 6, 7, 8, 9, and then through to the 3. Nice, relaxed. The key is my arms, the ball, chest are going together. My quads are quiet. As the ball goes past my right quad, I'm going to allow the thumbs to gradually rotate up. Almost feels a little bit behind me. I want to feel how my back's to the target. Ball still in front of my chest. Now I've got to feel like my feet, my core gets a little head start. Okay, because I'm loaded. Now I got to unload. Now I got to get on that front foot. And then as I'm doing that, I'm letting my thumbs come right back to where they started. And now I'm letting them rotate up as I go to 3 o'clock. So that's really a good exercise to not only help with stretching, but also the sequencing and blending it with the rotation. So here I am at address, letting the arms, the ball, and the chest go together, past the back quad, and now I'm gradually going to rotate. And now the hips and the core are coming along. They're following. Right there about, okay, 9 o'clock or so. As I'm coming back, I want to let my feet and my core get a head start. And I'm rotating the ball now. Got to let the thumbs go to the target, and then they're pointing up. So that would be a great one to do a couple sets of 10 or so. Now, what I also like is I like using a dumbbell. This is 5 pounds, using 2 or 3, just something you got some weight. And I think if you can do the medicine ball up against the wall where you've got, roughly 2-3 inches of space of the ball to the wall, because you want to feel like, okay, this ball is gradually arcing away from the wall, it's coming back, and then it's arcing back away from the wall. That's the path of the golf swing. So now here you can see it real easy. So I've got my zero gravity chair, and I've got this noodle down here just to give me that visual of that arc. Okay, so now here I am at address. I'm going to do the same thing now, but I'm going to really key on the bottom part of the dumbbell here. I'm just tracing that noodle. Dumbbell, arms, chest together. And then I'm going to gradually rotate the end of that dumbbell up about 3 o'clock. Let my feet and core get a head start. I'm tracing the noodle, turning the dumbbell as I go to 3 o'clock. And you want to do these slow. So again, the quads are quiet, going back. Upper body gets a little head start. Okay, right about here, past that quad, I'm going to start rotating that dumbbell up. Now the hips and the quads come along. Just hold that, stretch that out right there. Feet, core get a head start. Now I'm going to rotate the dumbbell right to the target, and I'm off to 3 o'clock here, fully facing my target. So that's another way to essentially do the same thing, a little bit more of a golf swing feel. Now what I like to do, one of my tendencies is I can get a little draggy through impact. So I like to just use my right hand and just hold my right tricep here and just strictly try to feel how I'm tracing that noodle back and then kind of firing it through. Back and then firing it through. Now I'll do it with my left hand. Again, tracing the noodle back. I can feel the dumbbell rotate up and then through. Back and then through. So that would be a good way just to work on, again, the blending of your body rotation with your hands and arms, and then the sequencing. How the lower body is a little bit, it follows a little bit in the backswing. And then as you start to change directions, your lower body leads through to the target. Now, second part, we want to work a little bit on some short game. Actually, one thing I'm just going to show you. This is a stretch that I do. Had that sitting there and just reminded me to do this. So when I do this stretch, I like to hold this straight out. Again, I'm in my golf posture. So it's the same thing now. I'm just trying to feel the sequencing. So this is really about stretching and the sequencing of what goes first. So my quads are quiet. I'm really trying to stretch it out. Feel my back to the target and really hold that right there. And then from here, now I'm going to try to hold my arms in the PVC there and feet, core, and then I'm coming around. So I'll do about 10 of those. Just here, stretch it out. And one thing that helps me when I'm doing this, I really need to focus how my left shoulder has to come off my chin faster and try to get my right shoulder to my chin faster. That's just something that I have to do. So I make that part of my exercise routine. So now here we are, chips, pitches. So here, I'm going to get this metronome going. So now it's all about building that feel for good tempo. So I've got the 2 golf balls. So you can see that. And from here, just chipping. So want to get set up as if I'm putting. So I actually use my putting grip when I'm chipping just to give me that added feel. So the goal here is it's all about brushing the carpet just at the golf balls and beyond on the beat. So 58 is kind of my number. When I set up, I'm really seeing how this imaginary line is just inside my back big toe. And now that's a 58 beat. 58. 58. 58. 58. So chipping is very much your shoulders are controlling the flow. I like to always feel my upper triceps are snug to my torso. You know, in chipping, it's nice to have the feeling that the handle's up in the air a little bit, that you're a little bit more, the toe part of the club is what's on the ground. So you feel like the heel's actually off the ground a little bit. That less chance to get caught in the grass. So again, that is the focus here. Good setup. And now it's all about that tempo. I'm trying to have my chest control the flow on that beat. 58. 58. And if you're consistently seeing how you're just what I call brushing blades or shaving blades just at the golf ball and beyond, you're going to be hitting it very solid. Because the thing about it is, if this leading edge, again, a little bit more toward the toe side, you can even see on the club face, you can see how it's worn out a little bit more center to the toe side. And so when the leading edge is brushing blades or shaving the blades, the ball has to be hitting up in here then. So your contact's really going to improve. Okay, so that's chipping. So now pitching a little bit longer. So now this is where I just personally, I go now to my full swing grip. Ball position's a little more middle. Stance, as you can see, is a little wider, a little more hip width. And then I'm just going to practice on just having a feeling as though I'm going back a little bit, here, and then I might go a little longer to allow the wrist to hinge. But I'm going to try to keep this same beat. 58. So that's the keys. I want to really maintain good tempo. 58. And I want to make sure I'm taking really good divots here. Brushing the blades just past those golf balls. 58. So that would be a nice way just to work on those. If you like that clock image, I think it's a great simple image. So I'm going 8 to 4, 9 to 3, 9 to 3 with a little bit of hinge, allowing the club head to get above the hands, both sides. Great way to just keep the feel and know that two key things. Your tempo is really good. You're starting away the same and you're coming through impact the same. And you're taking nice divots. You're shaving blades, brushing blades. We're going to be hitting a lot of solid shots. Now putting. So again, now I'm just setting up. Just making sure my eyes are over the sweet spot. A little inside is okay. And then now it's just, I'm chipping. I'm going to feel like my shoulders are controlling the flow. And I really want to hone in on that tempo now. So I started on one beep. I'm coming through on the next. 58. 58. 58. And you just, you got to find your number, but probably somewhere close to 58 beats. Now, the other thing that I don't have set up here is a putting mat that I use. I use one that's essentially the same as the Dustin Johnson one. It's got the two holes. One's really small. It's a little over 1.5 inches, and one's a little over 3 inches. And I go 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7, 8, 9. So I go up and then I come down. I do it every day. And so that is something really good to get. That way you're making contact, you're building the confidence that, hey, this is working. I'm seeing a lot of putts go in the hole. And I have other putting videos, so check those out. One of those, I'm not sure if it has the mat on there or not, but absolutely look into those mats. Again, the one that's similar to the Dustin Johnson one, it's essentially like half the price. It's exactly the same mat. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave those below. If you like these videos, you know what to do. Until that next golf shot, have some fun. Enjoy the process of improving.